Is this really a bear market? There are signals of a strong bear market in, for example, China and emerging markets. Certainly in the most aggressive non-profit part of the technology sector and in treasuries. So this is the first time in a very significant number of years in which we have seen both bonds and equities falling at the same time. This is directly a consequence of the rate hikes that have been announced and the idea of normalization from central banks. This affects all of it, apart from the uncertainty generated by the Ukraine war and the slowdown of the Chinese economy and the developed economies. But if we look at opportunities for a long-term perspective and for long-term investors, this is precisely the environment to look for them. And we believe that we should focus on the three main areas that are our long-term trends. And that's where we can find significant opportunities. To start with, everything that has to do with profitable sustainability. What does this mean? Profitable sustainability is everything that has to do with improving the access to water, education, improvement of conditions globally for citizens with a clear position in terms of energy and access to services, all of them from the perspective of disruptive technologies as well. So this generates very significant opportunities because that is an ongoing trend that has not changed. The second is obviously demographics. We have longevity in the developed economies where we see that there is a very relevant trend in terms of access to healthcare, access to services for the aged. That is a very profitable and attractive area of growth. We also see in the demographic perspective the rise of the middle class in emerging economies, and that obviously in terms of consumption, in terms of retail, in terms of many of the sectors that will provide goods and services for that newly formed middle class are certainly very, very attractive. Thirdly, technology. Right now, everybody seems to be talking about technology as if it was an absolute disaster. However, if you forget about non-profitable technology and we look at profitable in the artificial intelligence, technology in disruptive areas that is generating profits, that is generating margins, that is growing, that trend isn't changing. So, profitable sustainability. Profitable demographic access to goods and services, and profitable technology seem to be very good opportunities right now, obviously, as well as the evidence that it's a very good time to continue to have exposure to the US dollar and to gold, which will serve as cushions in a negative performing market.